Okay, we'll call the Plan Commission meeting to order. Everybody have a chance to look at the minutes?
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Public hearing on conditional use permit application for an accessory building in the front yard setback and for the accessory building to exceed 1,000 square feet at 1864 River Ridge Road. Brian and Sarah Zeller. This is a public hearing. It's your opportunity to comment on this issue. If you do comment, please keep your comments brief. Try not to be repetitive. Somebody that might be talking or speaking before you. So, having said all that, is there anyone who'd like to make a comment? Anyone who'd like to make a comment? Anyone who'd like to make a comment?
Second.
Got a motion and a second to close the public hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Public hearing is closed. Discussion and possible action on a conditional use permit application for an accessory building in the front yard setback and for the accessory building to exceed 1,000 square feet at 1864 River Ridge Road. Brian and Sarah Zeller.
Brian and Sarah Zeller have submitted a conditional use permit for an accessory building, specifically a storage shed, on their property. There's two items the conditional use permit is requesting. The first one is for the shed to be in the front yard setback. This is specifically because the property is fronting the St. Croix Riverway, and there's a section of code that allows for the shed to be in the front yard setback if a property faces a river or a lake. The second item is for the shed to be over 1,000 square feet, and the request is for specifically 1,300 square feet. They held a conditional use permit neighborhood meeting in July. The only comments they specifically got from neighbors were requesting that the exterior of the shed matches the exterior of the existing home. That is a condition staff does recommend that you guys include, and it's listed on the staff report. Other than that, staff recommends approval with the listed conditions. In addition to the Plan Commission public hearing, staff will be sending notice to the Wisconsin DNR because this property is in the Riverway, and there likely will be a hearing at council just to hear any DNR response that they might have.
I'll move we approve with all conditions laid out. I'll second.
Got a motion second to approve. Any discussion?
I think they've done an extreme job in just trying to make it do it the right way the first time. So,
Yeah.
So why the comments that were made, something's going to be said and heard. So.
Sure. Okay. Anybody else? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is approved. Discussion possible action on a final plat for Hudson Physicians at 2651 Hillcrest Drive, Hudson Physicians SC.
Had to end that. Okay. So Hudson Physicians has submitted a final plat for their recently annexed property into the city of Hudson. Specifically, there will be 2 lots for development. One is approximately 11 acres with the professional medical office building on that one. And then there's also a second lot, about 2.5 acres for future development. The only other lot on the property is an outlot for utility and stormwater drainage. I know in previous meetings we had discussed removing the roadway extension to the east and to the north, and as you can see on the proposed plat, that has been removed. So staff recommends approval with the listed conditions.
I'll move for approval with all the conditions laid out. Second.
Got a motion second for approval. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is approved. Discussion possible action on final development plans for Hudson Physicians SC at 2651 Hillcrest Drive, Hudson Physicians SC.
So hand in hand with the previous item, these are the final development plans that were submitted by Hudson Physicians, proposing to construct their 3-story professional medical office building. The building will provide outpatient services to the community. The building will provide 12 medical office suites and a field house space, and there'll be approximately 600 parking stalls on the site.
Could I briefly asked Nick as the representative to give an executive summary of the neighborhood meeting that you just had with Hudson Physicians and Chris Anderson representing.
Thank you, Randy. My name is Nick Vivian. I'm the attorney representing the project. I also have Matt Brandt, who is the CEO of Hudson Physicians. We did meet with the residents just within the last week to hear their concerns about property line screening, the water, light plan. So we did had a number of requests. We've taken them under consideration. I know we get the minor care, one of the neighbors to the north. We're working with them to address the issues as best we can. So again, principally the concerns on the property line are screening that we're working on tree and landscape planning, safely to the east with the terrace bit of walls. We talked about coverage to make sure that there's appropriate screening to the properties to the east. It's a good meeting, good conversation, and I think everybody came away with it with the sense that Matt and his team and the physicians are more than willing to work with the neighbors to address as many concerns as we possibly can as part of this development project.
Yeah, going forward, I don't want to see you guys lose sight of that, and that's important. I know, Nick, that other projects you've been involved with, was always taking place. So I want to make sure we still stay on top of it. So in your mind, and maybe the neighbor's mind, have the issues been addressed?
I think we've addressed, we've worked through all of the issues that have come up, and many of them that we've been able to address, particularly screening, lighting. We've addressed them and will continue to address them, frankly, with the actual findings that occur out there. Questions about the water, for example, there was a question about what happens if the wells become contaminated. We talked through those. There's nothing specific that we can do at this point. But ultimately, those concerns were shared with Matt and with the team. We talked through them, and I think the residents have a better understanding as to what we're actually doing, how the water is going to flow, the infiltration ponds, how the infiltration is going to work, how chemicals are taken out of the water, and how we're minimizing the impacts ultimately to their properties and their systems. So from our perspective, we responded to all of the concerns. Hopefully we respond satisfactorily in most cases. But we've also planned to come back together with them in September to work through some of these actual site planning issues as the site preparation starts to happen so that they can be part of the process and we can continue to address and make sure that those issues are taken care of.
And to be clear for the public as well, they are hooking up to the water for the city sewer through the city.
That's the position,
Yes. Thank you.
Anybody else? Sorry, do we have a motion?
No, but I'll move to accept the recommendations as by staff to approve the final development plans.
Got a motion second to approve. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion possible action on final development plans for Boucher Apartments at St. Croix County Tax Parcel 236-2041-00-000, Hudson Ventures LLC.
So in front of you all, you'll find some final development plans for a 65-unit apartment building at the corner of Old Highway 35 and Hanley Road. The buildings proposed consist of a mix of studio, one-bed, and two-bed units, along with underground garage and surface parking. A fitness studio, media, and party room amenities are also included. Other outdoor amenities as proposed in the plan include a landscape patio, a 10-foot wide multi-use trail along Old Highway 35 connecting down to Hanley Road, a fenced dog park, and a children's play area. Also included in the development plan is a proposed area of 2.54 acres to be sold to the city of Hudson as dedicated park area. That was actually discussed at the park board meeting previous to this plan commission meeting tonight. And they did proceed to move forward with having council make a motion to approve the city buy that land. So with that, staff is recommending approval of the final development plans for Boucher Apartments with the listing conditions.
Got a motion and second to approve. Any discussion?
So on, excuse me, on here, it talks about the park board needs to review it for financial reasons.
Yeah,
You said it has
but they-
progressed
yeah.
further than that now?
Yep. No. Nope.
Anybody else? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion possible action on final development plans for Bella Rose Apartments at 690 Elizabeth Way, Hearth Development.
So Hearth Development has submitted final development plans for a 110-unit apartment at the Bella Rose development. The apartments would range from studios to 3-bedroom units, ranging in size from about 600 to 1,400 square feet. The project proposes to have a heated underground garage, an exercise room, community room, pet washing station. Specifically, the building itself will be 44 feet 7 inches, so just under the 45-foot requirement. And the roof line will be broken up with pitches and dormers, and they have added additional exterior stone to the building since the concept plans.
Did they have the neighborhood meeting?
They did not. This is just development plans,
Right.
so there was no neighborhood meeting required for,
Is that going to be?
not for the development plans. Neighborhood meetings are required for conditional use permits, rezoning, changes in the downtown district. Yep, and it falls within the original Bella Rose conditional use permit request. So, and the applicant is here if you have any specific questions for them.
I move we approve
Got a motion and second to approve.
everything.
Done. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion and possible action on Riverfront Square final development plan, certificate of compliance and downtown design review at 106 Buckeye Street, Riverfront Properties, Inc.
So the applicant has submitted final development plans for a redevelopment plan at 106 Buckeye Street here in downtown. They're proposing to remove the existing building to develop a new 4-story building that would be multi-use in nature, consisting of a couple of business units along with about, I think, 4 condos, 4 condos on the 3rd and 4th floors of the building. Parking for residents for that purpose would be provided in the form of an interior automated parking garage containing 9 spaces. Aside from the condos, there's 4 business office spaces, not the 2 that I said. Those would be on the 1st and 2nd floors with shared bathroom amenities. And in total, the building would be just under 45 feet in height. It includes a total of 10 parking spaces. So they are short in parking by 7 spaces and would be required to pay in lieu of parking fees. Regarding NR 116 requirements, the applicant received approval of a conditional letter of map revision based on fill on May 13th, 2021 from FEMA. From there, if development plans are fully approved by Plan Commission and Council, the applicants will be responsible for certifying that the fill has been placed in accordance with the approved Clomer F before they can commence with vertical construction. This certification would be done through a LOMER F, or letter of map revision based on fill application. If LOMER F approval is not received, the building would violate the city's floodplain ordinance and would therefore not be viable for occupation to be occupied. Also in relation to NR 116 regulations, the applicants received full and partial variance approvals from the Board of Appeals on November 13th, 2019 for a reduction in fill extension from 15 feet to 1.05 feet and an elevator underrun pit to be permitted 3 feet below the regional flood elevation except along the south property line. So with all of this in mind, this project's been a long way coming. Staff is recommending approval of the Plan Commission to approve the final development plan, certificate of compliance, and downtown design review for 106 Buckeye with the listed conditions. Yep.
Area. Can we say that funding be put in that area, buying parking for developer parking, or does it just go into a pool that they buy and park on that? And I don't know if that's what I'm really saying there. And I asked them to direct that payment to find parking in that area.
I believe it goes into a pool overall, but
You want to designate it specifically for that area.
Yes, exactly. I would like to see that because I think they're going to need it. And, you know, I mean, a lot of places are going to need it, but it would be nice to try it to, since they don't have land, let's catch it quick.
right.
So if I could have that, I would be great. You know, that would be tied to that property. I mean,
To that area.
area, mostly area. What we want, not block. I don't know, that's what I'm saying, that's why I'm asking the question, I don't know.
I'm sure the motion could be if possible, right?
Yeah.
But then, again, you have to define the area. I mean, you know the area down there as well as any of the rest of us. And the only place to go is up.
Otherwise, we have to go back to the whole city there.
Well, park. So again, the only place to go is up with the existing parking. I mean, I don't have a problem with that, Fred. You could just say if possible and then keep it within, what, a block? 2 blocks?
3 blocks.
Because you're tying a significant amount of money to that block, and if there's nowhere to go, is there an out clause, I guess is what I'm getting at.
What is the amount per space?
No.
Mike?
But I mean, even at 17,
further clarify that and get the actual approval of development agreement. I think it's a good idea to include it in the motion, Fred. And then direct staff to work that out and work out the development agreement.
Did you have a specific, like, 1 block, 2 blocks, 2 blocks, about approximately 2 blocks? Okay. Yeah, and whoever says there's, 2
Fred, I have no problem with that idea, but I mean, it's 7 spaces at $8,500. It's not gonna do much. You know, my fear is that if we tie it up, it can't be used.
Mike, is it possible to have an out of that situation, so free some money up for
Well,
somewhere else with it?
The out would be as if it's not possible.
Right. It's not possible, you just say, okay, we try it.
Okay.
Want to try it, is what I'm saying.
Right. All right, so we got a motion. Was there a second?
No second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion possible action on a certificate of compliance at 200 Ford Avenue, Suite 294, 3D printing. Sally?
Yeah, so 3D Printing Ally has submitted a certificate of compliance application to operate a technology and research-based manufacturing center to provide 3D printing services for inventors and corporations. The location is proposed to be in Suite 294, which is an end cap tenant space in the Plaza 94 strip mall. Hours of operation are planned to occur Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. for shop work and 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 3D printing tasks, with 3 employees at the start of business, but with the potential for future growth up to 10 or more employees. There is planned to be very little retail or walk-in traffic, therefore staff finds parking to be adequate at the site as it is existing. Utility services have also been noted as adequate for the proposed business operations needs, and some interior work is planned to be done. So in all, staff is recommending approval of the certificate of compliance for 3D Printing Ally with the listed stipulations. That's what the certificate of compliance is for the land use particularly. Yep.
I'll second. Got a motion second to approve, discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion of possible action on a downtown design review certificate for Cafe Nourish at 523 2nd Street, Creative Color.
So as we saw this group come in before, they had brought forward a downtown design review initially to alter the facade of the building at 523 2nd Street. But now this design review is specific to the signage request that they proposed. They're proposing a wall sign to be 17.57 square feet in area on the front facade, and it'd be internally lit. And additionally, they're also proposing a possible projecting sign to be 1.78 square feet in area that would not be internally lit, and that would extend no more than 2 feet out of the wall. There are also some window decals proposed to be placed inside the building, but those don't take up more than 50% of the wall or window space, therefore they're not included in the overall 10% wall calculation. Therefore, staff finds all proposed signage to meet dimensional requirements outlined in code, so we recommend approval of the design review, with the condition that they pay the sign permit fees as needed.
I'll move to approve with conditions.
I'll second. Motion second to approve, discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion's approved. Discussion possible action on concept development plans for Mr. Car Wash at 2251 Badger Drive, CWP West Corp.
Alright, so this proposed concept development plan includes an automated car wash, office space, staff restrooms, and mechanical rooms at 2251 Badger Drive. The overall site layout has 3 pavement drive lanes along the east property line, leading to the car wash and about 16 parking stalls that include some vacuums for people to use as well. There are also 3 additional parking stalls included for employee parking on site. And due to the B2 zoning regulations on land uses, a certificate of compliance is required for this land use type. But the applicants have already applied for that, but that will be reviewed when the final development plans come forward at that time. So with that, staff recommends approval of the concept development plans as proposed. With the conditions.
I thought you wanted to make a motion.
I can make a motion to approve with the staff recommendation.
Got a motion second to approve?
Yes.
Got a motion second to approve, any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion's approved. I've got nothing. Anybody?
I could note as like a communication sort of item that at the August 17th meeting in a couple weeks for Plan Commission, we are anticipating having SEH come in and give you all a brief presentation on the comp plan and the progress that's being made on drafting that, so. Yep.
Move to adjourn.
Motion second to adjourn, all those in favor? Opposed? Motion's approved, we stand adjourned. Thanks, everybody.